Okay, welcome to the show. This is TED Talks Too Much. And we've got another great one for you today. I'm Ted Moss, ex-babysitter, stand-up comedian, and your host. We are located in the OK Boomer Studios just outside of Flint, Michigan. That's right, Flint. Michigan's water wonderland, where the people are wondering when they'll get some clean water. But while we all wait for that to happen, let's talk. And on today's show, we have a special guest that turned out to be pretty darn entertaining. The truth is, we were only going to do 30 minutes, but things got weird. So if you're interested in what it feels like to take on your first real job, or you want some interesting advice on dating or disco dancing with dudes, stay tuned. You know, some sponsors are willing to pay a lot of money for people to advocate for the product. And what you get are insincere testimonials. Well, let me tell you, that is not the case with this company. Now, I consider myself a realist, but I do try to maintain an optimistic worldview. But it's clear that some people have taken optimism way too far. And of those people, I think the most optimistic person in the history of the world has just got to be the guy who determined the standard size of a sheet of toilet paper. 4 inches. Think about it, 4 inches. Who in the world can use 4 inches of toilet paper? Well, I'm a senior citizen and well-practiced, and I gotta tell you, for me, every time it's like, really? Are you kidding me? Pop through again. Well, I don't know how anyone ever has clean fingernails.
Cybersmith 2000.
Why, mine are dirty right now. But there's good news, my friends. I have found the solution. Not only will this product keep you in good graces with your local manicurist with sweet-smelling fingernails, but it'll keep your bum just as clean as a daisy. It's the undeniable and very triable field-installable Clear Rear, an attachment that you yourself can install on your existing toilet. It's a way that you can have a bidet today. Now, once you get used to it, not only will you be clean as a baby's bottom, but you will inject a little bum fun into the middle of your day. It's got 3 settings. It's got a regular squirt strong enough to make any young, gay, dating dude proud to be out on that dance floor. A self-cleaning setting. And one for biscuit spray for the lady in your life. Sometimes, you know, even when you don't have to go, a little water spray just might make your day. Well, I can imagine a time when a lady date might be feeling a little out of sorts after a hard day, and I could send her into the powder room for about 10 minutes. And with a twist of that dial to the biscuit setting, the whole night might just be a little bit sweeter for everyone concerned. So take a tip from me and check them out at clearrear.com. You just may find a little spray can make your day. And even though they're not paying me, tell them TED Talks Too Much for the ones that sent you. I'm really glad to welcome our guest today. He's an old friend of mine, and I'll tell you what, if the measure of your character can be defined by the diversity of your friends, this guy makes me proud to be me. He's really a unique combination of a free spirit and an old soul in a young man's body. He's an intellectual, son of a baker, and former stand-up comedian who doesn't realize that someday he too will be an old white man. Let's give a big OK Boomer Studio welcome to my guest, Mr. Chris Lazar.
Thank you. You're far too kind.
Yeah, I'm not that kind.
Ted Moss III.
Yeah, how you doing?
Oh, Tremendous.
I haven't seen you in a while.
I haven't seen you since September when you performed.
Yeah. Do I look older?
I
laugh
wasn't
into
gonna
the microphone, please.
Oh, okay. I wasn't going to say anything, Tim.
Okay, well, yeah.
You did really, I want to say, too, that September day, you did really well. But that crowd was very lame. I just want to say that.
I don't even know where that show was.
That was
last September?
That was
4 months ago?
Yes. That was Big Tommy's in Novi.
Oh.
Where Billy.
Oh, where he recorded.
Yeah.
Well, that I'll tell you what, that was a tough gig. At least I think it was tough. And, every room is different. Every group is different. And I was excited that Billy was going to record that day.
Yeah.
So we wanted to get the crowd going if we could. And the young lady who opened struggled a little bit. And she's a funny gal, but you got to kind of buy into her character because she's pretty dirty.
And high energy.
High energy, dirty, evil laugh. Kind of a... Actually, she's in this picture up on my wall out there.
Oh, is that the blonde?
The redhead. Yeah.
The redhead? Yeah.
Yep. Abby. Nice gal. Super nice gal. But does kind of I don't want to say it's a caricature, but she's unique. Mm-hmm. And I think she struggled a little bit that night. I've seen her kill. I've seen her absolutely kill, but she struggled. And so I went up and the crowd was kind of cold. And, I wasn't really sure where to go. So I kind of jumped around between a couple different things. And I think I did okay. You were professional. Your material came out. Like you were doing, like your material, I love your consistency in your material. Consistently poor.
No, but I thought it was really good. And I like that you called out the crowd. Like halfway through your set, you said, it's not getting any better, folks.
Yeah, this is
like,
it. This is all I got.
And I think that's when the crowd, like, you kind of won them over.
Yeah, well, I do that during sex, too. Like, if you're waiting for something else, it's not going to happen. This is it.
This is it.
This is all you're going to get. No, but you know what? I think Billy did a good job, and he was recording. Yeah. And really, that was the most important thing.
That was the best, and... Back when I was doing comedy and, Billy and I performed a lot of nights together on open mics.
Yeah.
That was like the best. Like it was almost like he was a professional. Like that was like the most professional.
I think he is.
Set that
even if you don't get paid a lot, you're a professional. If they're paying you, talk to any hooker. $20, you're a pro. That's the way that goes, I think. I don't know. No, he did a good job.
He did really well.
And you should buy a CD. It's do you know the name of his CD?
No, what is it?
It's Can't Handle the Thought.
Okay.
Yeah. It refers to one of his jokes about a old stripper. But in any case, no, Billy Reno, great comedian. Yes. I'm glad you saw the show. Yeah. And you don't know this, but I've pretty much retired from comedy too.
I know you told me you were going to scale back.
Well, I tried. Yeah, I tried to retire or end in November, and was asked to perform at a couple of shows in December.
Okay.
One was a guest spot. I just happened to show up, and they had somebody who didn't show, and they asked me if I'd just go up and do 5 or 10. So I got up and actually had a really good set. It was fun. Yeah. And then somebody else called me for a corporate show for Christmas. They were looking for somebody at the last minute, paid really well.
Nice.
Only had to do like 15 minutes, so it was an easy gig.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of enjoying the fact that I don't have to be prepping or worrying about my material or working on something else. So we should probably tell people we met doing stand-up comedy. Well, how many years ago was that?
That was like 2015 or 16. 2015.
3 years ago? 4 years ago.
2014.
Yeah, might have been.
Actually, at Laugh Tracks.
Yeah, might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's when I did comedy for like 2+ years.
Okay.
And 2014 is when I started.
Well, did you come from improv?
No. I started in stand-up, but then I migrated to improv.
Oh, well, your stand-up was very improv-ish.
Yeah, it was.
Really? Yeah. I remember you doing a bit about... holding hands while walking across the street with your family.
Yeah.
And somehow this was a funny concept to you. And I just thought that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember I did that in Jackson. What's that bar?
In Jackson?
You were there, I thought.
In Jackson?
It was in Jackson.
It wasn't me.
I thought you were there.
I don't think I've ever done Jackson. I had a chance to do Jackson and passed on it. Actually, Bill Bouchard ran over and did a gig for me that I was supposed to do in Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Because I just had eye surgery and I wasn't up to it.
Oh, what? Is your eye? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm old, dude. I'm never okay. I'm surviving.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine. So you did that in Jackson.
Yeah, I remember doing that bit in Jackson on this small stage. So imagine Ridley's stage, pretty big.
Huge.
Yeah. Now, this stage was like in Jackson in this bar, just packed, by the way. It was an eighth. It was like
Laugh Track's stage. Basically a platform.
Even smaller.
Okay.
So imagine me trying to improvise and do my bit on walking across the street on this little 2x4.
You're on Orange Crate.
Yeah.
You're like Joel.
Yes. You're
balancing on the edge of an orange crate, talking about walking across the street.
It did not go over well.
You were acting it out.
Yeah.
Oh, you think it didn't go well because of the stage?
I just needed.
Okay. No, that's good. I've heard the room blame, the people blame. I've never heard anybody. It's a fucking stage. Like, what the hell? God, how am I supposed to do comedy on this stage?
God, 8x8. It's not enough.
Yeah. I've actually had stages I thought were too high, too tall. That are like, 4 feet plus. And I'm thinking, gee, I'm just looking down at people.
That's what you always said about Ridley's stage.
That is a little too high. It is for me. It's a little too high. I mean, if you're going to project to the back of that room, and they have professional comedians, I get it. Mm-hmm. You need to really put the person up there.
Yeah.
But if you're projecting to 35 to 100 people, you don't need that kind of height. It almost makes you feel, I don't know, it's kind of like a dominant position, I think. I don't know. I just was never comfortable being that tall, looking down at people and talking to them.
So like the one in September, that stage was not high at all. It was maybe like a foot.
Oh, that's at Big Tommy's. Yeah. No. That's a good stage.
That's
a good stage. That's a good room too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, all right.
Yes.
Before we get carried away with our lackluster comedy careers, I want to hear a little bit about you. I always thought you were kind of one of the unique people doing comedy because you're young and you're smart. And I'm thinking, then why the hell is he doing comedy? I don't know if you were just out of college or still in college at the time. Mm-hmm. First of all, tell me, who was Chris Lazar before comedy?
Before comedy, wow. I was a very athletic, constantly working out, training, building on my body. Shy though, kind of shy, but always in front of the people who I wasn't shy with, always trying to get a laugh out of them.
Okay.
And trying to be funny, not necessarily by telling jokes, but more acting out.
Okay.
And being funny in that way.
Kind of being silly?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you were athletic. Were you involved in a sport at a high level of some sort?
No, not at a high level, but high school I played football, ran track, and then in college I did try to play football where I went to school.
You went to the University of Michigan, dude.
Yeah.
What that?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What
Big
are you?
10 football.
What are you? You're probably 6 foot tall and maybe 170 pounds.
No, I'm like 5'9".
Okay.
And then
you project much taller.
I'm 5'9". 5'9", and at that time I was like 160.
And you're going out for the University of Michigan football team.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen them?
Yeah, I worked for the team for a year.
Oh my gosh, though.
Yeah, they're big.
They're huge.
They're huge.
They are like human beings.
Yeah.
They're monster people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, every time I'm around them, I'm like, who grew these people?
Yeah.
Who gave birth to these people, for God's sakes?
Even, I feel like that's what most people don't get it until you actually meet somebody. Even the punters, our punters and kickers were huge.
Oh yeah,
6'2",
Yeah.
230.
Well, did you know Kenny Allen?
Yeah.
He pretty
I
much
remember.
grew up at my house.
Yeah.
And Kenny Allen was,
I remember you told me, yeah.
probably 6'3" and maybe 220.
Yeah.
A big kid.
Big kid, booming leg.
Oh yeah.
too.
Well, his dad was a professional soccer player in Korea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And his dad could kick like crazy. Yeah. He taught both sons to be kickers. So, yeah. But he's a big kid. All this people.
Yeah.
So, what possessed you?
Try to
try and go out for the foot. Dude, this isn't even like lacrosse. This is like the football team.
This is football.
These are these are the gladiators of college sports. And you thought, I can be one of those guys.
Well, I had a goal in mind, and first and foremost, like, I love football, and I thought that I was pretty good at it, but not good enough to where I had aspirations of playing professionally. But I did want to make a career out of it, coaching. So
you got to be hold it. What position though? Are you thinking defensive back or something, or corner?
Wide receiver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Short wide receiver.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now I will say, so
Corner might have been easier.
corner.
You got to be really, really quick though.
I know.
Are you quick?
I'm white. I'm not that quick.
Can we say that? I guess if it's diminishing, you can say it. I don't know. Dude, I might have to cut that out. I don't even know what to do with
really?
that. I don't know. No, I have no idea. I don't know where the line is. I never have. Okay. So you were fast, but maybe not top speed fast.
Not top speed. You know what though? You would be surprised at some of the guys on the team at that time. There was guys my size, but
Yeah.
they were, lightning fast. Which is, if you're small, you gotta. It's like a trade-off. If you're really small, gotta be really fast.
Oh.
But if you're not that fast, you better be really, really big and really strong.
Well, you got to be either way. You got to be really tough, right?
Yeah.
Because some big mean people are going to try and crush you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter what position, what speed, what size, you're going to take a licking.
Yes.
And you got to keep ticking. Yeah. All right. And so this is something you wanted to do. And then after that, you hope to be some kind of maybe college or high school football coach?
Yeah. I wanted to make a career out of it, coaching. When I ended up working for the team, I worked in their weight room, strength conditioning. So that was a route that I was looking at because I've always, weightlifting was always a part of my life. I always trained hard, and I had a lot of experience. I power lifted, and I went to powerlifting meets.
You competed as a power lifter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in high school.
What weight class?
At that time, that was 155.
Wow. And so you're doing, let's see, you're doing the deadlift, the clean and jerk, and the snatch.
We did deadlift, bench press, squat.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, see, my brother-in-law used to do that. It was years ago. Actually, he was a state record holder.
Oh, nice.
And I think he weighed, I'm going to get this wrong, but I think he weighed 181. And the guy was nothing but a little muscle. Yeah. And he deadlifted 660 pounds and had he had the state record at that time.
Wow.
And
that's strong.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So he was also cum laude in accounting in business school. So he was brilliant, but he was very focused, very dedicated to the sport. Really was concerned with technique and everything. I mean, he wasn't just seeing how much weight he could put on and stand up. He was really figuring out how to best do it. Yeah, and he was eating a dozen or 2 dozen eggs before he went to bed every night. Like, what the hell? Just steak and eggs and salad. That's all he ate.
Yeah.
He was a man on a mission. Were you the same way? Do you watch your diet and all that stuff? Were you obsessed with it?
Back then, I really wasn't. And I was just eating a ton. But I wasn't gaining any weight. I always had a lot of trouble gaining weight. But nowadays, yes, I watch my diet a lot. Yeah.
But you had a high metabolism at the time. Probably didn't matter. You're going to burn it out, right?
Oh,
And you were also a runner.
Yeah, I ran, but sprints. I did tons of sprints, especially when I was training to walk on. Lots of sprints. So explosive, 20 yards, 40 yards.
Do you remember what your 40 was? What was your best 40? Do you know?
My best 40 was like in the 4.7s.
Wow.
So it's not,
it's not world class, but it's pretty damn fast.
Yeah, faster than like a lineman.
You're going to beat the tackle to the ball. All right, fumble, I can get that.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Let me just pick that up.
Well, I never knew that about you. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you were obsessed with running and with football and with training, and you were silly with your friends, and you thought, I should do stand-up.
Yeah. You know what? Let me tell you this. In 7th grade, I remember this. Mrs. Goodrich.
Was she cute?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I thought that's the story.
She wasn't. She wasn't, but she was nice or whatever, but she taught social studies. And I remember in her class, we had some sort of like worksheet that we were filling out.
Yeah.
About, I think, just personal like information, like fun facts about you, icebreaker type stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the questions was something along the lines of a career that you wish you could have. And I put on there, I kid you not, I put on there comedian.
Really?
Yep.
In 7th grade?
7th grade.
You're thinking that would be fun.
Yep.
And because you were watching who?
7th grade. At that time.
Was there a comedian that you just saw and thought, oh, that looks awesome?
At that time, Chappelle Show was really big.
Yeah.
Jim Gaffigan. Also, I remember watching him. Dane Cook, really big.
Yeah.
Those were guys that I saw like on stand-up, like back when Comedy Central was doing.
Right.
A lot of like half-hour like shows. I forget what the show was called, but they would do like half-hour stand-ups, and I was like, man, I feel like I could do that.
Yeah. Was there a style that you thought, I mean, because those are really varied styles. Mm-hmm. Was there a style that you thought would kind of be in your nature, a way you would do it in one of those?
Yeah, my favorite comedian of all time is Dan Cook.
Really?
Yeah.
That's unusual. A lot of people hate him.
A lot of people hate him.
Yeah.
To this day, though, I still love him. I love the energy.
High energy.
Lots of acting out.
Yeah.
Which is what I was trying to do.
Yes. You weren't necessarily high energy, though. Did you think you were high energy? Did you feel high energy?
Maybe some bits were. Other bits, no.
Yeah. Because you seem kind of chill. I've always thought you was kind of being a chill personality, kind of laid back, like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? And Dane Cook, I think, is, hey, I'm here. You know, it's kind of. So I see it. There's a difference there. But you did a lot of acting out, almost improv-ish.
Yeah. I did join a improv troupe. That was like 2016 when I was kind of easing my way out of stand-up. I did join an improv troupe. And
did you like that?
It was a lot of fun.
Well, you know, Joel Fragomeni told me that in every improv troupe, there's 2 good ones. And everybody else is just kind of riding their back.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Were you one of the good ones?
No, I don't think so. No, I'll just being honest. I don't.
Oh, no. No, that's good. Yeah.
Because there was people in that group that were way more experienced and just way more on the ball.
Well, I think when you do improv for a while, you know what? You've been there, you heard it, you've seen it.
Yeah.
It's not as improv-ish. It's kind of like all of a sudden it's rote. Like, you know, we've done this before. I know the bit about the toilet, or I know the bit about the closet, or I know the bit about the gay dude, or I mean, I've done it, you know, 50 times. Let's do that. So I think they kind of go into a routine. So I don't know how improv-ish that really is. You know what I mean?
It's like, do you know Magnus Carlsen? He's like a grandmaster chess champion.
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, I was just taking a lesson from him.
Really?
I have an app.
Oh, cool. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, he beat me again.
Oh. The grandmaster beat you? Oh.
I know, I'm bummed.
He was saying, I remember so he's arguably like one of the best today.
Yeah.
He was saying that to get to the point where he did, he just practiced a ton. So it's like whenever he sees the board in a certain pattern, he just knows he recognizes the pattern and he just goes with, he knows what to do based on the pattern because he's seen them repeated so many times. Yeah. And I could see that with improv where you see the sketch going a certain way. Right. And then you just pop into like, oh, I'm the like alcoholic uncle.
Yeah.
now.
Right. Oh, cool. Yeah. You know, I tried it. I went down to.
Oh, nice.
I went down. Is it Second City that was in Detroit for a while, where you could go and take a class?
Yeah.
I think are they based out of Chicago or something? I don't know. But
I think they are based in Chicago.
Yeah, I went down and they had a thing where you could go down kind of like an open mic and just try improv. Of course, me being me, I got right up on the stage, said, "Let's do this," and they were like, "All right, you're an oak tree that has sprouted up in the middle of the street in New York City. Go!" I'm like, what the fuck? I got nothing. All right. I want to leave. I don't know. I have nothing. I have no idea. I
want to leave.
No, I have no jokes. I don't know what an oak tree would say. They don't even talk. And I'm an oak tree in the middle of the street. I don't know, dude. All right. Yeah, I got nothing.
Time to uproot and leave.
Yeah.
Time to branch out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. I had nothing. I made it through that experience and said, yeah, that's enough. I'm not an improv person, I guess.
It's a weird community. It's totally different than stand-up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'd want to do it. Hey, you know, I did want to talk to you. You sent me over something that I thought was interesting, and I'm not really sure. I'm not sure why you sent it. I know we were talking about what we're going to talk about. But you sent me something, and it was part of Natural News.
Yes.
Is that something you read on an ongoing basis, Natural News?
Yeah, I like Natural News. I follow them a lot.
Is it a paper? Is it like a ongoing? Is it a newspaper? What is it?
Yeah, it's a online news company. News
like a news blog.
News blog. Yep.
Okay. Well, this thing that you sent over said the 27 Club is growing. Mm-hmm. Now, as far as I know, the 27 Club is a reference to people who died at the age of 27.
Jimi Hendrix,
Janis Joplin,
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, all these people died at 27. Yeah. And I think that's a stretch for what they're going to talk about. But they say it's growing because scientists have linked declining health in millennials to unprecedented levels of chronic illness. So these scientists have actually linked declining health with illness. Brilliant. That's newsworthy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I understand. Did you read and understand the article?
I think what the article was trying to say was, you know, we've had so many advances in technology and medicine and yet people from my generation are still experiencing a lot of health issues, even though there's like rapid progresses in medicine.
Do you feel like you shouldn't be? Like other generations should have got sick, but your generation shouldn't be getting sick? Is that the deal?
Well, I think
hold on. How old are you, Chris? Let's define that first.
I'm 28.
You're 28. All right. I'm 67. Okay. Carry on. Go ahead. Explain this to me. 28.
So, I think.
Hey, you made it past 27.
I know.
Dude, you're golden.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think the illnesses and the health issues that are plaguing millennials are of a different nature than like from what you would experience at a similar age.
We could get polio to come back if you want. I mean, I don't know, tuberculosis. I mean, what do you want, man? You want our stuff?
It's
you're welcome. It's gone. I don't know.
No, right, I'm not saying that.
Okay, no.
I'm just like it's shifted from like bodily metabolic, even though we still have like obesity issues and diabetes issues are still rampant, but they're more now on like a mental health issue.
Well, they listed the top 10 in this article, mm-hmm. and they say 6 are behavioral and mental conditions. 6 out of the 10.
Yep.
And those being depression, psychotic conditions, substance/alcohol, tobacco use disorders, and hyperactivity. Okay, so we got depression, psychotic, drinking and smoking, and you're running around too much. All right.
Like your dogs.
Yeah, exactly. And 4, on the other hand, are physical, hypertension, high cholesterol, Crohn's disease, and I don't even know what that is, and ulcerative colitis, and type 2 diabetes. Well, I can tell you diabetes and high cholesterol have to do with not getting enough activity, yet they say one of the problems is hyperactivity. So I don't get it.
That's a good point.
I mean, if your problem of your generation is hyperactivity, yet you're getting fat.
So it's like
you're fat people who are running around too much. Is that
okay, you could be active, but not too much. Don't go crazy.
I know. Gamers don't wiggle those thumbs too fast.
Yeah.
So apparently that there's depression. These people feel bad, and that's a real thing, but they feel bad and start drinking and smoking because they're sitting around while they're hyperactive, getting fat by eating stuff that has too much cholesterol in them, and it's hurting their colitis. Giving them diabetes. Sounds like they're fat. Sounds like they're fat, lazy people that are trying to be hyperactive. Maybe they've drugged them down from being hyperactive and made them fat.
That is, they do say that, like, there is a lot of controversy about that, right? Like ADD and ADHD. Like,
well, they've overtreated it.
Yeah.
Haven't they overtreated it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's like you're a kid. You're supposed to be running around and like telling jokes and being silly and then to become a stand-up comedian
and jumping
someday.
off shit. Yeah. Well, you know, when I was a kid, and I hate to say this because people hate it when old white men are going, when I was a kid. When I was a kid, parents didn't care. They just cut you loose. Just don't fuck with us. Just leave us alone. Go outside and play. That was the state. Go outside and play.
Yeah.
Just not, and we had more than a stick and a ball, but not much more. You just go outside and you roam around. I mean, age 5, 6, they'd open the door and let you out. There's no tether. There's no phone. You could walk for blocks. You're 5, 6. They didn't care.
Yeah.
Somebody else send you home. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Do something wrong, they'll beat you.
Yeah.
But I don't know that these things are new as much as these things are now noticed.
Interesting.
Do you think?
I would lean more towards, I think they've increased, and the notice has been.
I just think they're more publicized. I think people just talk. Well, like sex offenses. Like, I mean, there was a lot of that shit going on, but nobody talked about it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when I was young, people didn't admit they were gay.
Yeah.
It's not there weren't gay people. People didn't talk about it. You just didn't talk about things that were not appropriate for the time. And if anybody acted out, people just take care of it. I mean, every teacher had a paddle hanging on their wall behind their desk, and with permission to beat the children. Yeah,
my dad was telling me he got smacked.
Yeah, everybody did. Everybody got swats at school.
Yeah.
And you didn't bitch about it, and you didn't tell your parents because they'd swat you once you got home. So, no, that was a commonplace thing. But if you had a problem, you didn't bitch about that either. I remember going to the mall, and with a buddy, we were like 14, walked to the mall, and one of the guys working at the place decided he didn't like my friend's smart mouth, came around, grabbed him by the shirt, and shook him until he tore his shirt off him. I mean, actually tore his shirt off him. Wow. And we complained to security. They didn't do anything about it. We complained to his parents. They didn't do anything about it. Hey, should have shut up. So, I don't know. Anyhow, when it comes to these diseases and this stuff, I'm not sure that it's more prevalent or if it's just more talked about or more regarded as something somebody should be concerned about. And maybe there's more concern.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I do. God, I definitely think it's more publicized. Definitely. Because you hear, everybody's
complaining about something. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And I mean, if we were in the middle of, World War III, we wouldn't be reading this article.
That's true.
People would be focused on more important things.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the problem. Maybe this is, things have gotten so nice.
We have it too good.
Well, I'm not too good, but we're to a place where we can afford to worry about this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But I think there is a contradiction when you say, you're getting too fat, but you're hyperactive. I don't get it. Like,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Have you ever, Joe Rogan says this quote a lot where he says, tough men make easy times, or hard times make hard men make easy times make soft men make, and then it just keeps on like repeating and cycling through.
Does he say it better than that?
What do you mean? I mean, I didn't quote him. We'd have to look up the actual quote, but it's something like that.
Yeah, I do agree. I agree that when things are hard on you, it makes you tough.
Yeah.
And I don't know that people in my generation weren't basically a little bit tougher than the people in the current generation. And I don't know that that's good, because we tend to be callous to some things we should be more sensitive to. We were brought up that way. It was a matter of survival. Mm-hmm. Somebody was telling me that if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, that the number of herbicides they have to use in order to grow the vegetables and the number of animals that they displace by killing this all off in order to grow the crops far offsets any well-meaning, generous, I want to save animal point of view you have. I mean, the trade-off isn't there. You really aren't saving animals. Yeah. You're killing more animals by being a vegetarian than being a meat eater. Do you think that's true?
Yes, that's what a lot of people don't talk about being vegan is the displacement. When you farm the crops, you're killing rabbits, little moles, voles, and stuff that are in the crop fields. Yeah. Those get killed from the
and the animals that live off the rabbits, the fox and the vermin and everything that lives off these creatures. Yep. They're going away too.
Yep. Not to mention plants are living.
Yeah. So, well, not to mention the runoff into the watersheds and what that does to the whatever in the water. You're killing off, little fish.
Yeah.
Speaking of killing off little fish, have you ever thought why Noah's Ark, why all the fish were okay? Why they just saved the animals and let the fish be?
Well, because it was in the flood, right?
Yeah, I mean, if he's pissed off at everybody, he's only going to save 2 of each.
Yeah.
Why do you save all the fish?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's a flood. They were like, fuck, it's party. I don't get it. Yeah. I never got that.
Everything above the surface was chaotic, and then below sea level was like, more water.
Party over here, ain't nothing over there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why that happened. I don't know. That's a little off topic. I'm not really sure where that came from, but
that's an important question.
Yeah, it is. I also always wondered, I'm thinking that at least 50% of those animals on the ark had to be carnivores. A, what did they eat on the ark? And B, once they got off the ark, what the fuck? Yeah, I got to eat my mate. I got nothing else. I got to. All the men had to die. You can eat off that. How long can you eat that? You got to have babies quick because you got to bear something to eat.
How pissed would you be if you were an animal and the other like partner animal that Noah brought on was like you're a dude giraffe and you get on the ark with another dude giraffe. You're like, come on, man. Like, fuck, you're going to be on here for 30 days and 30 nights.
You think the giraffes were gay? They'd bring out there's 2 gay giraffes?
I'm just saying you would prefer a female giraffe.
Well, I think that's what the point, Chris. I think the reason they were in 2 is because there was a male and female.
I'd have to look into the
You thought just random pickings? All right, and our gay giraffes are going to be
all males.
Mel and Gilbert.
Mel and
have
Marvin.
a good time.
Yeah,
you're never going to reproduce. Once this flood's over, you're out of fucking luck. Yeah. Giraffes are dead forever. No, I think the point of 2 was they could copulate and they could actually bring new life to the new world.
That's a good point.
If they only had something to eat. Apparently, there were no carnivores that were saved. I don't know.
Oneth by land, twoeth by sea, though, right?
That's lanterns, dude.
Oh, right.
Good God, that's the American Revolution. All right,
My fault.
all right. Who's running this interview? This sucks, man. We are so far off topic. And, well, listen, hold it now, Chris.
Yes.
Just a couple last things. I really want to know: was it weird for somebody to be as smart as you are? And you went to the University of Michigan. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know people that went to the University of Michigan, but I never went there. And get into stand-up comedy. When you were in stand-up comedy, do you feel like these people are freaking idiots? I mean, do you ever feel like that you're surrounded by people that were mentally inferior to you in stand-up comedy?
I never felt like that.
No?
No, I mean, I feel like I treated everybody like,
Well,
we're
not
all
that you
the
treated
same.
them poorly, but I know I'm off. Anytime I go to Ann Arbor, I'm like, I'm around a lot of people that are smarter than me. I've got to be the dumbest one in the city right now. No, I really do. My daughter went to school there, so I would drive on campus and I would slow down at the light and hope the light would turn green quickly before somebody asked me a question, because all these kids on the street are just way smarter than me. So being as smart as you are, I mean, you had to be really smart in high school, right? You got really good grades.
Yeah.
You scored really high on your tests. I mean, you went to Ann Arbor. Did you go to the business school?
No.
Okay.
Kinesiology.
Okay.
Yep.
Kinesiology? I don't even know what that is. See, that's how smart you are. You chose something other people don't even know it exists. So I think that's a great thing. Don't you ever kind of feel like, these people aren't all that bright here?
But you know that Mark Twain quote?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. The one where he says, "I never let my schooling get in the way of my education."
Oh, I didn't know he said that.
Yeah. So
God, I like him.
the thing about a place like U of M, or you go to like an Ivy League school or Northwestern or MIT or any of these schools, in my theory, you're learning a lot and you are going to be really smart. You are. You're going to be learning from the brightest people, the best people, but are they teaching you? It's like Big Sean said. He's a rapper. I know I'm jumping around.
No, I like you quote all these people. Big Sean.
Big Sean. He's from Detroit.
Billy. No, I don't know Big Sean or Little Billy. So
he's from Detroit. Shouts out to Big Sean.
Yeah. What up?
He said in a song, why do schools teach so much about mathematics? They should be teaching less about trigonometry, more about taxes. And they're in here teaching us ass backwards. Why not prepare us for life instead of lab rat us? So sometimes I feel like these schools prepare you to be part of the system, but not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's just one perspective.
Right.
Whereas if you branch off, lots of very successful people dropped out of college, started a very successful company, and now you're getting a different education, leading people and trying to figure out how to make your product better and cost effective. And that's a separate education that I don't think you get from a university. That's something like you'd have to.
No, I agree. I totally agree. And on all those points. First of all, I think that in high school they should teach fundamental skills about banking and buying a car and just the basics to get by, and
like credit and
insurance
like
and what these things mean and what. So there's life skills that are not being taught that should be taught. I think that's a given. So I totally agree with that. Mm-hmm. However, my daughter was very bright. My first daughter was very bright. Went to the business school down at University of Michigan, and that's why I went down there. But
she was in film. Right? Was that the
she worked on Wall Street in investment banking for a while, and then she got in the movie industry. So she's done a lot of things. But in any case, by the time she was 6-7 years old, and I was a single parent, she was helping me run the household because she's that smart. I mean, I would consult with my 7-year-old. She was on top of things. She was just very, very bright. And you could tell She was just brighter than her friends. And occasionally I would put her in situations where, like sports, for instance, where she wasn't the most gifted, but she was more strategic than the other little kids, which gave her an advantage in that area so she could keep up or excel in that, but it wasn't based on her physical ability. So I think there's some interesting pluses to being very smart. But I also think that it's like when you're really good looking, you know you're really good looking. You know, I mean, women that are really attractive, when they walk in a room, they notice they're being noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not oblivious to that.
100%.
And I think it's the same thing when you're really smart. And not that I'm that smart, because I'm not. But I have been in places with groups of people where I've thought, I'm pretty fucking smart. and when you came into stand-up comedy, from an educational standpoint or an intellectual standpoint, probably more correctly, didn't you feel kind of like some of these people are idiots?
I see what you're saying now.
Good, because that was a long freaking explanation. God damn, that's all I got. That's what I can do.
There was some people where I kind of listened to them perform and then I talked to them off the stage, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, what do you like? How are you like? What do you do? What do you like? What?
How does this make sense?
Why
do you think that's funny? What?
Yeah.
Where are you coming from?
Like what?
Yeah.
Like I hope you didn't quit your day job.
Well, that was true for most of us, quite frankly.
Yeah.
That we weren't that good. I mean, the group of people we were performing at Laugh Tracks with weren't that good. But I just don't know what it's like to be extremely intelligent or intellectual. And I know some people wear it well. I mean, you never announced, your background, and there's other people that consistently tell you how smart they are, or where they went, or what they've done, and whatever. Which I'm not a fan of. But still, if you walk into a situation where the people are different from you, that has to be noticeable, isn't it?
Back then, I would say I really wasn't confident in myself back then.
In stand-up comedy, you mean?
In stand-up comedy, and also just in life. I always felt like whenever I would go into a situation, I was always like at a disadvantage. Like I would think that. Like I would think, oh, I'm not good enough for this. Like,
is that because you're white?
The man is keeping me down.
No, I don't know. Now, why would you think that? Hold it. You're healthy. I mean, if there's nothing physically wrong with you. You're smarter than most people. You're as accomplished as most people. But somehow you have this feeling that...
Back then, I just had this feeling where I was like, I'm just not... I am just not as good enough. And I need to keep working harder.
At that particular task, or just to fit in with this group of people?
At that particular task at comedy, but also just in life in general. Really? I always felt like I had to keep on proving myself, because it's like, oh, I'm not that good, so I gotta show these people.
Was that put into you by your parents or your environment growing up, do you think? Is that where that comes from?
I don't think it was from my parents. I
mean, obviously not intentionally, but
I think it was, I don't know. That's a good question.
Thank you. I only have two good questions. That was that's one of them.
I think it was just maybe like a snowball. I know I've used that word twice now.
Oh, that's okay. I like that. I'm using snowflake.
Just a snowball of just things throughout my life, to where I slowly lost confidence.
Yeah. Well, I think that's common for everybody at some level, because we all face defeat.
Yes.
And, my daughter one of my daughters was a pretty good athlete. And I always thought, contrary to some things you'll hear, that the most important lessons she learned, she learned in defeat, not in victory, because she got to see what the winner did and, compare that to what she did to find out where she needed to improve to get better. And I think it seems to me, that everybody, it doesn't matter how smart or athletic or good you are at tasks or talented, face defeats. And then certainly in stand-up comedy, that happens. You hear the best comics saying, I killed one night and I just failed the other night. Just, you know. But I think how you take those defeats and live with those defeats actually ultimately defines who you are and who you're going to be. There are people that get stuck. I had a friend who was, he stuck in a bad job because he didn't go to college, and he didn't go to college because he got kicked off the football team. He got kicked off the football team because the football coach was a science teacher and in science class. And, it all goes back to this. I'm like, good God, dude, you let one thing stop you. Mm-hmm. And I think people that are really successful have failed a lot.
Yeah.
So hopefully your feeling of inadequacy or non-confidence is something you kind of fought through or just got over and said, it doesn't matter. It's not that important.
100%. 100%. My mindset, this mindset change coincided
with friendship with me.
Actually, that's when it went down.
Yeah.
But, but we built it back up. So
yeah. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It coincided with getting off the vegetarian diet, coincided with stopping comedy, coincided with I quit a job.
Yeah, I remember that.
I quit a job. Coincided with getting a job where I was a sales rep, where I got my ass kicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not only because it was for a food distributor. So not only was it me going into the stores, like trying to upsell these stores, but we also had to merchandise. So long days,
sure,
hard work, lots of driving, back and forth,
I was in sales for 30 years, dude.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. So that job was, I told my manager this when I left that job.
Yeah.
I was like, I thank you so much for hiring me.
And kicking my ass.
Yes. No, seriously. I told him that. I said that this job was the most important thing that I needed at that time in my life. Because I remember, I'm trying to think of the one moment when an order didn't come through, or when an order came through but it was completely wrong.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden managers are pissed at me.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't have time to wallow in self misery here. I got to just fucking figure it out.
Yeah. What do we do next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it forced me to just figure it out. And
well, I think that's a growing up experience.
Yeah.
How do I deal with this? How do I move on?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when you put the big boy pants on. Yeah.
Yep. And
I had exclusive rights to 60 companies, and we were doing 300 to 350 quotations a month and sales of over $500,000 a month. And all this product is shipping out, and frequently it's wrong, or it's busted up, or the truckers lost it, or they're late, or what. And people are pissed.
Yeah.
So when you're in sales and you're out trying to sell things, yet you have to answer to everybody for everything you've sold that's wrong, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. So now, do you think the change in confidence came because of the job? It wasn't because you quit being a vegan, or started being vegan, or what was it? I don't know.
They stopped being. Stop being
vegan.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, that was a result of it, maybe. But was the driving force the fact that you had the sales job and you just had to learn how to carry on?
Yeah, that was a big part of it. I will say, I think the diet change had an effect on it too.
Really?
Yeah. I think just taking better care of myself. Oh, another big one, getting off the social media. I deleted everything.
Really?
Yep.
Are you totally off social media, or you were for a while, or?
The only thing I have is a LinkedIn.
Oh.
Which some people, I mean, LinkedIn's not the same as Facebook. I mean,
no, it's like a fake resume. I know what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, here,
you have a LinkedIn.
Yeah, no, I don't. Here's the best thing I can possibly say about me. I'm wonderful, and I've done everything. No, I don't have a LinkedIn.
Because that was a big too. Also, establishing better relationships with the people who are closer with me.
Right.
So primarily family.
Sure.
And look, there's a reason that we've stayed in touch all these years, even though there was that period where I was dealing with my shit and but there's a reason we stayed in touch. There's a reason, like my really good friend, Mark.
What's the reason? I'm not really sure why we stayed in touch, dude. Should I know this?
I guess.
Is there something going on?
I guess we don't have a good friendship. Well, I was wrong.
Oh no! No, I'm sorry. Some shit's just funny to me.
I think there's a reason. Like I always tell people, I know I'm quoting a lot here.
What Biggie Smalls used to say back in the day.
Either you're slinging crack rock or you're working on your jump shot. That's what he used to say.
All right.
But I tell my friends, it's not that I have more friends now. It's just I've discovered who the true ones are. And it's like cream rises to the top, so to speak. It's like just the people that were meant to be and like the strongest ties held close while everybody else receded to the background, which is what I think social media enhances. Sure, you have 2,000 friends, but I mean,
I don't.
Come on,
but some people do. Yeah.
Oh, you don't?
No, I probably have 300.
Okay.
I have never.
You're so uncool, Ted.
I know I am. I don't request friends, and I only accept some requests.
Yeah.
And actually, I only was doing it for stand-up comedy. So if I didn't meet you through stand-up comedy, I would not accept your request. Relatives, daughters, boyfriends, parents, people that run into me and go, oh, yeah,
Tinder
we should be
dates.
friends. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Tinder dates. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So I don't have very many. I know Mike Green the other day said he had 5,000. I'm like, what the hell, 5,000?
Damn.
Said everybody has a podcast but me, and I have 5,000 friends. I'm like, you don't need a podcast with 5,000 friends. How much interaction do you need?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. So anyhow, you went through a change. Do you think maybe it's just a maturing? Do you think maybe it's a difference between being 24 and being 27 or being, I mean, at some point you're out in the real world.
Yeah.
And I get that when you're in college, you have an optimistic point of view and you should be. You should be optimistic. You should be liberal. You should be an advocate for everybody and everything. You really should.
I wasn't. But
well, no, in general, that's not a bad thing to be. And I'm okay with that. But at some point, when you got to pay the bills, when you got to go to work and you got to work a job you don't like, because you're working for money and you're working for the man, you understand that, the reason I'm here is for the money, and I'm only tolerating this stuff because of the money. If they don't pay me, I'm not showing up. In my mind, that's what a job is. Now, I understand when you're 21, 22, here's what I want to do. I would feel really good if I could do that. And I think that's wonderful to have those dreams. But it didn't pan out that way for me. I was freaking shoveling asphalt and driving a dump truck. And what can I do where you'll pay me? I mean, that was always my path. But I think young people are optimistic. Don't you think that your sales job might have been your first real tough, I'm doing this for the money and I'm going to have to just dig down to do it job?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. The great thing about sales too is I really felt like every day I was really earning that paycheck.
Right.
Because 80%, we were paid 80% on commissions.
Oh, okay.
We only had $200 a week. That was our base.
Yeah.
That's nothing. So you were forced on that principle to go out and sell. And that made me just it made me really, really hungry. Like there were some weeks where I did really, really well, open up the envelope.
Right.
Because we didn't have direct deposit. It kind of pissed me off. But
why do you care? How do they pay you? Just pay you. Be more upset if they don't pay you, dude. If you got the money, take the money and run.
Yeah.
You can't.
All right, maybe. Yeah. But it felt nice on the weeks where I did really well. Open on the envelope, look at the check. Wow, this was a really good week. 2 weeks later, open up the envelope. Oh, shit. Like this, I didn't make that much this week. Holy shit.
Were you surprised? Well, you knew what your sales were.
That's true.
I
knew.
Kind of knew.
I knew. But to stare the number in the face.
Yeah.
Like, wow, if I was living on my own, I couldn't make rent this week.
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Like luckily I lived at home at the time.
Yeah.
But this number, this is not going to cut it.
Yeah.
So it forced me to just get out there, and it is kind of, I mean, it's uncomfortable going up to a manager and saying, because they know why you're there, you know why you're there, and you're not there to say hi. You're there like, hey, we have a special on this Snapple. You buy 10 cases, we'll knock down the price 10%.
Right.
It's on sale on your ad that you're running next week. Let's try display. Like, that's kind of, at first that was uncomfortable doing that.
You know what?
But
I don't want to lecture, but it's it's kind of my nature.
No.
Well, being in sales for 30 years, my thought always was this.
Mm-hmm.
I have something that will be profitable for you.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not, you should not buy it. Mm-hmm. I think this is a win-win. Obviously I'm going to provide some product that's going to be a benefit to you, and I'm going to make some money if I do that. But if it's not a benefit to you, you should not buy my product. You should buy somebody else's product. Mm-hmm. Here's what I have to offer, and here are the reasons why I think it'll be profitable to you. That was always my strategy.
Yeah.
Feature, benefit. Here's what it does. Here's why it's good for you. Here's what this does. Matter of fact, if you do these things and these turned out to be good for you, you also have the benefit of this, whether it's continuing customer loyalty or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But you try to put, features, benefits of the product, and then the overall relationship, what benefits that brings. And if you do this business with me, I'm also able to give you the special gold customer discount on, whatever it is. And it has to be sincere.
Yeah.
You can't be screwing over people. The perfect deal is where they buy things from you and then they want to come back and buy something else. Here's the perfect example. I used to have people that would call me up and they'd have a problem with a product. This thing's a piece of shit. It came in. I hate this shit. You sold me crap. Oh, I can do that. And so you go, okay, what do you want to do now? What can we do at this point?
Yeah.
And he says, I want new stuff. And he makes his demands. And within those demands, you hear something you can do. And your response is, I can't do that. There's no way I can do that. Mm-hmm. That can't get done. That is not the policy. But let me tell you, Sue, who works in my office, has a special relationship with somebody in customer service. And I think they kind of owe her a favor. Let me see if I can get some of that for you. I mean, we'll at least run it through Sue, see what we can do. I'll call you back in a few minutes. I hang up the phone. Don't do shit, because I already know I can do this. Then you call them back and you say, good news. Sue's friend's going to take care of this and this. We can't do that, but this we can do this for it, and we have that right out. And he's like, dude, this is so cool. You're helping me out of this situation. Well, he forgets that I put him in this situation in the first place. And he's thankful that I've helped him out of the situation.
Yeah.
And I'm just giving him the standard response. By doing something that he feels is above and beyond what's normal. So the key to customer service is lowering expectations and outperforming expectations. Mm-hmm. So when you go to the customer and there's an issue, the first thing you have to do is start way low. You have to go, I'm with you emotionally, but on a functional standpoint, can't do anything for you. It's just outside our purview to be able to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how you do it. And then you move up from that point.
Yeah.
Then you go, but I tell you what, just for you.
Just for you.
Every hand that goes up, every call that comes in, $19.95.
I got to whisper to you this. Hang on. Let me actually go in my other office. Make sure nobody's listening.
Let me see if I can try and do this. I'm owed a favor. No, and so you outperform expectations. Yeah. So you have to first establish the expectations and then outperform it. And in that way, at the end of that deal, once you do this thing, which was standard procedure anyhow, the guy says, I won't forget this, man. The next order that comes in, I'm sending it to you. And hangs up. And you think, I just shipped up a bunch of stuff that was crap. This guy hated it. I talked to him on the phone. Now he owes me another order. What the hell?
Yeah.
And that's sales.
Yeah.
But you're doing the best you can for them because you're giving them everything you possibly can. Mm-hmm. You know, there's nothing else you can do. You're giving them all you can possibly do. And you're trying to make them happy in the process.
Yeah.
That's like if I go out on a date, I go, nothing's going to happen on this date. There's no romantic anything happening here. So
that's actually a good way to do it. That's how I do it.
Then surprise.
That's how I do. I was at the bar last night talking to somebody.
Were you talking up a lady last night? Really? What bar were you? What bar were you at, Chris? Was this in Ann Arbor? Where were you at?
This is a local bar in Northville that I
like a local pub.
Yeah, like a little local watering hole.
Share pub story. I want to hear the pub story. I don't even know how to make moves in pubs. I'm like awkward. I just go sit at the bar, have a drink, and leave.
I've come up with a set of rules or steps, really simple steps.
Is it pub dating steps to success by Chris Lazar?
You could use them in anywhere.
Okay.
Like
okay.
Whether you see somebody like in the park.
No, I need this help. I need all the help I can get. Go.
You got to approach. You have to approach fearlessly.
Because they are not going to approach you.
They will not approach you.
Ever.
But I feel that sometimes if a woman does think you're attractive or she's kind of interested, she will. Men and women communicate differently.
Right.
We're very like direct. Whereas like I could tell, Ted, you motherfucker. What the
hell's going on? Yeah, stupid.
Yeah,
exactly.
Women are more under the radar.
Yeah.
Much more in tune with like body language and emotions. So they won't tell you like, hey, I think you're cute. But what they might do is they might open themselves up to you, look over in your direction.
Yes.
As you see that I'm demonstrating.
Yeah. You're turning your shoulders and face.
Turning my shoulders and face.
Spreading your legs apart and saying, hello.
Hey, my biscuit, So they'll do stuff like that, but they'll never come up to you.
I've had a girl push her girlfriend into me before.
Yes, they could do stuff like that.
And that's a sign that the girlfriend that got pushed had been talking about me, I think.
Yes.
And I did nothing about that.
Good.
Because I didn't know what to do about it. I don't do it. You got shoved into me. All right. Am I supposed to come over to you and your girlfriend's at the table and start talking you up? I don't know what to do at that point. I have no idea. I don't know what the move is. So anyhow, so if they look at you, I heard eye contact. If they make eye contact, because women, if you walk through the mall, women will all look down in their way. They aren't going to make eye contact. Yep. But if they make eye contact with you out at the pub or the bar, then your move is to
approach confidently, boldly, fearlessly.
So you walk over boldly
with the fucking sword, and you just
you walk over, drink in hand, without drink. Just you walk over. You walk over like you're passing by, or do you walk over like you're walking to them?
I just walk, to them, right up to them.
Yep, and you walk up to her, sitting in a chair. You're standing. She's sitting with her friends and her husband, or whoever she's with her group.
God, nice ring. I just wanted to say.
Yeah. You walk up to her and you say,
hey, usually what I say is if I notice something like about what she's wearing, I'll start it off like that. Hey, I saw you from over here. Just wanted to say it's a really unique shirt. Can you tell me a little more about it? And that kicks it off.
You ask them about their blouse.
Yeah, or blouse or something in their hair or whatnot. Or simply, sometimes I'll just say, hey, I saw you from over there. Thought you looked really nice. My name's Chris. What brings you to da-da-da?
Oh.
And that usually kicks it off from there.
Really? A lot of people going out to da-da-da. I've heard that. All right.
5 stars on Yelp, you know.
So, okay.
So that's
okay,
first.
Interesting. Well, I really need to know this. I need help. Dude, I need help. So I walk over and go, I was looking at your blouse.
Well,
I'm thinking, nice. No.
Ted Moss the Third. You know, come on my podcast. I want you to try that. See?
I don't think I can talk about her blouse.
But that
That says, God, that fits you so well.
but the simpler the better.
Yeah.
Just hey,
Hey, hair, nice.
Chris, beer?
Oh, God, I'm going to be so smooth tonight.
You? Me?
Hey,
Yeah. Biscuit?
I couldn't help but notice. Yeah. This is your formula you figured out. How long did it take you to figure this out?
Lots of trial and error on this.
Oh, God.
Started off small, worked my way up.
Oh, God.
That's just the first principle. Ted.
No, I like the idea you walk up boldly. I get that.
Yeah.
But I think the stumbling area is what you say once you get there. And I don't think, hey, nice blouse. I don't think I'm going with that.
Well, I'll do that if they're wearing something crazy. Like 2 weeks ago. This was around Christmas time. This one girl was wearing a very, it was an interesting Christmas sweater. So I just went up and I said, hey,
Cool sweater.
can I tell you something really random? Yeah. I just want to say your sweater is really interesting. Where'd you get that?
I don't think random's going to work with 50-year-old women. Hey, can I tell you something random? She'd probably be ducking like, no.
That's fair. Yeah. But simple.
No, random is probably language for a younger set than I'm going to be approaching.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, can I say something really random? Oh, what? I'm going to go lock my door.
Pick a card, any card. Hey.
Hang on, let me get security over here before you utter this, whatever. No, I think I have to say something else. Give me a line, Chris. A line for me, not for you, for me.
This is the simple thing that I use is just, hey, I was standing over here. I saw you, wanted to come over and say hi. You look really nice. My name's Chris. What brings you here?
So in this bar where everyone is seated, not me, I was standing over here looking at you.
For 5 minutes.
And after watching you for a while, I decided I'd come over and say something random to you. Let's see. Hey, I saw you. I saw you walk by. I think you look great. I just thought I'd say hi. My name's Ted.
Perfect.
If you want to leave your friends and come sit with me, and who knows, I'll be over there.
No, the first part of that, perfect. Yeah, simple.
What did I say? I can't.
I blanked out. Oh God.
Hey, I noticed you. I noticed you walk by. You look really great. Thought I'd just say hi. My name's Ted.
Boom.
Yes, I'm lonely. No. And I have no plans.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing sounds fun to me because I'm here alone.
Everything before that, yes.
Okay, so once you say hello and you say who you are and you say I'm Chris, then what happens?
Well, that's step 2.
Yeah, all right.
Step 2 is Ted's eyes are hurting.
No, I have an eye problem.
The surgery.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Step 2, you got to be fun, cocky.
Check.
Fun, cocky, funny.
Check.
Perfect. Yeah.
Then I just point at me. At that point, I go, I'm Ted.
Hey.
And then point at me.
Who's got 2 thumbs and doesn't give a crap? Chris here. Nice to meet you. Chris
I like that, except doesn't give a crap. Who has 2 thumbs?
This guy. Yeah.
And knows how to use them. Know how to use all my fingers if that matters to you. No, that's just creepy at that point.
But yeah, I think you got to be.
Oh, those things you got to be, but how do you express that? After you say, my name's Chris, you wait for them to say, I am Sarah.
Sarah, hey, nice to meet you, Sarah. What brings you to this place? Do you live around here?
I'm drinking. What do you think? I'm here with my friends drinking. I'm at a bar.
How many of you are around here? Is it just you and...
just one Sarah, as far as I know.
Just one Sarah?
Yeah.
God, well, I got to tell you, there's a million Sarahs.
Yeah.
You better
I feel like
check those.
Making me feel very common. Do you like my blouse?
Yeah. No, but see, something like just riffing like that, that's perfect. 'Cause I'm very, like, I probably come off... I use a lot of sarcasm.
Yeah, that's always attractive.
Yeah.
Say the opposite of what's true in a nasty, negative way.
Yeah,
oh, that's nice blouse.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. That's what I do. I make like...
What's a girl like you doing in a nice place like this?
Yeah. Are you from Flint? Are you?
I'm trying. That's my best sarcasm, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
No, that's good. That's what I try to be funny. But
right
not
right off the bat,
funny / confident / but not trying to like prove me to her
with some indifference.
Yeah, because I'm
having a good
Chris
time
Lazar.
whether I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I'm Chris Lazar.
Yeah.
I'm second team all state. I'll put the ball wherever I want. You know?
Oh God.
Yeah.
I work out a lot.
Yeah.
I can be a football player.
Hell yeah. So that's the second step, Ted.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. What was the third step?
Now watch closely, kid. I am going to show you the Bravo way to bag a babe. Take notes if you want.
Johnny Bravo. Do the monkey with me.
You know Johnny Bravo.
Sassy. Yeah.
I can't find it. I've got this wave, and he goes, name, Johnny Bravo. Occupation, Johnny Bravo. That's my favorite clip. All right. I'm sorry. We'll continue. I kind of broke that up, but I'll cut that shit out, so it won't be in the show. But all right. So first, we were at first stage. You have to walk up boldly.
Yeah.
Second stage, you have to. Is it stage or part? Second.
Yeah.
Phase two.
Phase two.
Phase two. Confidence, cocky, friendly, funny, indifferent. And the way you portray that is by talking out of the side of your mouth while you gaze around the bar for other babes.
Yes.
No, I don't know how to convey that. Yeah. You're kind of talking to you, but I'm really interested in what the hell else is going on.
Yeah. I mean, so, what'd you say? What?
Yeah, you talking to me?
Yeah. Talking to me? Am I funny? Funny how? Funny like I'm a clown?
Yeah.
Can I amuse you?
Explain that. Exactly. Had you. All right. So how do you convey all that? You try to riff. Once they say their name, you try to then make a joke of some sort.
That's where that improv comes in handy. I should
have done more of that.
Yeah. Just whatever she says, I just take it, run with it, and then we'll switch subject. Yeah.
Do you try to move her away from her table? Because obviously, unless you're paying to have this conversation with her, she came with friends.
Yeah.
Babes that are at the bar alone, you got to pay to talk to them.
Yeah.
That's what I've found. So she's with her friends. Now, are you trying to separate her from her group?
It's tough. I will say, Ted, it's tough when they're sitting down and you're not sitting down. I will approach girls like that, but I don't stick around too long. I go to my last step of this formula, which is ask for the sale. You got to ask for the sale.
Get those digits.
Yep. Most people don't even... I remember somebody told me this. Most salespeople don't even ask for the sale. Like, hey, can I put you down for 5 units? Most people don't do that. So in the dating world, if she's sitting down, it's an awkward situation. I'm standing, she's sitting. I'll do really quick. But my name's Chris. Oh, you're here with so and so. I'm doing great. Where'd you go to school? Who are you here with? Well, listen, I'm gonna go back over here.
Hey, but you want to punch your digits in my phone?
Yeah.
And hand her your phone. Say,
Yep.
hold your phone out, and she goes, "Get that phone away
That's
from
an
me."
Android? Oh my God. Get out of here.
No, really. Do you hand them your phone? Say, "Hey, you want to punch your number in?"
Yeah, I do that.
Do you open up your phone app and let's see. Let's try this. All right. I go into contacts. Go
Yep.
here. I mean, do I have to go further than that?
No, that's good.
Is that good?
Yep.
So that's search contacts. I don't think we want that, do we? Oh, I do add. I hit the plus and go, here.
Yeah.
Feel free to go in the bathroom, take a selfie too. Put on that
biscuit.
Something to remember this moment by.
Yeah.
So I'll get out of here, but if you want to give me your number, we'll talk later.
I like the slide.
Slide the phone.
What if that slides all the way off the
That's why I got this black on it.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Why don't you
Very careful with that. See, I'm putting black things.
yeah. Slide it right into her
So
drink.
is that what you do? You try to make contact, make funny, brief conversation, and then you walk.
I walk.
And do you give them a chance to put their number in before you walk? Always?
Sometimes if I feel like they're going to be there for a while, I'll circle back to it, like later on in the night.
Do you say I'd talk to you later?
Yeah.
And see how they respond to that?
Yeah.
You know, I used to meet girls at dance bars, and the big move was to go over and ask them to dance.
Yep.
I like to dance.
Yeah.
I was a fairly decent dancer. And once girls saw you on the dance floor and thought you were okay to dance with, they were more apt to dance with you. You know, that you aren't some goofus or something. And so the move always was watch the girl for a while, make sure the situation's okay, make sure the song that's on is good. Then you approach before another guy does, said, "Hey, I'm Ted. Would you like to dance?" And then they would often say yes. And the answer I always hated was maybe later.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Maybe later. In other words, come back and ask me again. And in front of 100 people in this bar who see you walking over to ask me, maybe I'll get to reject you a second time.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I hated that response. And
Yeah.
you'd be surprised how many times women would give you, it's like they're in the conversation, they're having their fun, well, maybe later. You know what I mean? Like, I'm having fun now, maybe things aren't as fun. Maybe, you'd be a fun alternate to what I'm doing. You know, it's that kind of thing.
Yep.
My response was always the same. Maybe not. I'd walk. I'd be all
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I do remember asking a girl to dance from across the bar one time, just pointing at her. Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? You want to dance? Dance? I mean, because it's loud in the bar, and I'm just like a couple tables away, and I'm like, do you want to dance? You want to dance? Pointing at the dance floor. Yeah, you, me, up there. Do you want to do this? And having her nod. Well, unfortunately, there was a girl who wasn't quite as attractive walking by behind her as I'm doing this. And when I got to the dance floor, there was two girls. Oh, God, that really sucked. And I had to say, not you, her. And you know what? There's no good way to say, not you, her. And even though I gave her an apology for that, I remember this specifically. I went back over to her like 2 songs later and said, geez, I'm really sorry about the confusion. That's totally my fault. I shouldn't be asking from across the floor. But I'd love to dance with you if you'd like to dance. She said, maybe later. No, she just said no. Oh, okay. Well, that sucks. All right.
Yeah.
All right. But I don't. There aren't dance bars anymore. People don't do that.
I don't. The only one I know of in Novi, there's this place called Staying Alive, and it's a disco bar.
Ah.
They got the light up floor, disco ball.
Cool.
They only play like 70s, 80s, nothing current.
All disco music.
Yep. We went, my buddy Mark and I went one time.
Is he a good dancer? Oh, you didn't dance with Mark, did you?
No.
Oh, sorry.
But we were out there on the dance floor, just
with girls?
Yeah, there
It wasn't just you two out on the dance floor, right?
I mean,
You didn't just say, hey, dude, we aren't doing anything else. How about a dance? And you went out with your buddy.
no, I didn't say that.
Did you walk over and ask a girl to dance before you hit the dance floor?
Well, everybody in there is really old, Ted. That's the thing.
Hold it.
So we were amongst.
No, you were dancing with your buddy at a disco bar.
I mean, we were dancing. Yeah.
Well, you didn't ask a girl. You were with your buddy, dude.
Yeah, but everybody in there was.
It isn't a group dance. Disco is not a group dance. It's a couple dance. The whole nature of disco. Guy, girl, dance floor.
Yeah.
Guy dance floor. That's way gay.
We were.
And I'm okay with that.
dancing together. We were not dancing
You were
together.
totally dancing together.
No.
If you didn't ask a girl to go out in the dance floor with you before you hit the dance floor and you find yourself dancing with your buddy, you're dancing with a dude. I don't want to break it to you, but hey, we got a video of guys dancing together.
I missed the memo,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, all right. I don't think you should be going to old bars if you don't understand the signals. I think you're sending the wrong signal out there, dude.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn
It's a disco is a couple thing.
Disco.
You actually even touch each other while you're dancing in disco. That's how it's done. You kind of dance together and then you separate. Yeah, but you're together part of it, and then you swing them out and you separate and you do things and come back together. Mm-hmm. I don't know who was swinging who.
We weren't swinging each other. We're in two different zones.
What? He was dancing one part of the. They probably thought you had a problem, dude. They probably thought you had some kind of mental disability or something.
Maybe.
Yeah. The only bar that was ever like that during those days, there was a bar. It was downtown Flint. It was predominantly the gay bar. It was gay, except on Thursday nights was college night, or they called it college night. And but it was a gay bar for all intents and purposes. But it was back in the early days of Madonna. So everybody dressed really wild, and the guys were all wearing Miami Vice stuff. You know, we were wearing suits with T-shirts underneath it, and no socks, and we're all Miami Viced out. Don Johnson, and they're all Madonna, and wearing their bras on top of their clothes, and long black lacy gloves. Anyhow, it's that kind of place on Thursday night. But occasionally you get there on Thursday night, and there'd be random guys who were regulars there who would be out on the dance floor dancing alone.
Let's pause for station identification here. Welcome to the OK Boomer Studios.
Saying, that's who you were at the disco bar. You were that dude. You were that regular. I remember a guy came up to me and he had eye makeup on, eyeshadow, eyeliner. Just the whole eyes were all just done up. Great big guy. And he came over, kind of stood behind me at the bar. It's like, hey, sailor. It's like,
can I dock my boat?
He's like, yeah. You want to pump my bilge? He's like, no. He said, do you come here often? And I took one look at him and said, not as often as you.
Yeah.
I'm here on Thursdays. Like college girls. But I took it as a compliment. He thought I was cute, I think.
Yeah.
But long ago, if he had bad vision, maybe I was. Who knows? So anyhow, there are dancing bars I can go to. I know, you know what, there's something called Meetup. Have you ever heard of Meetup?
Yes. Yep.
Have you been to a Meetup?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
What kind of Meetup did you go to?
It was one for, it was a coding one, because that's what I do for work now. So it was like a technology-based one where like we met up.
You're meeting girls at a coding-based meetup?
Oh, no, I didn't go to the meet girls, more to like network and...
Oh, no, this is like social interaction to meet people of the opposite sex called Meetup. There's an app for it and has all these different social groups and stuff.
Yeah,
and you're going there to just kind of hang with other techies?
I did that a few times.
Did any of them want to go to the disco bar with you?
No, but they did. I mean, we exchanged like business cards and like, hey, my company's hiring. Like,
see, I'm going to those things trying to have sex. You're going there just
don't get me wrong. You can do either way.
All right. Okay, well, the meetups I go to are like to meet females if you're male and vice versa. And they're like 40 and over group, 50 and over group or whatever. And some of them are dance or dances. And I've been to one where, I mean, there was like 500 people there to dance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so you could actually go up to tables and ask ladies to dance. And I did a bit of that.
Oh,
but
cool.
when you get there, they have a dance lesson where there'll be an instructor that'll teach some kind of line dance to the group. Anybody wants to learn it while everybody's arriving, which is kind of fun. And there's food to eat, and there's there's a bar. You can buy a beverage and hang out, walk around. Mm-hmm. I'm not one for sitting down at those things. I'd rather roam and be a leaner at the bar than be I'm down at a table now, I'm locked in, that kind of thing. So, but I found, 500 people, there's probably 4 ladies I want to dance with, and 2 of them are on dates,
Yeah.
It's always that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the other 2, you're trying to time it right so they aren't in the middle of some loud laughing conversation with a girlfriend, or they can also be isolated at a table with just their girlfriend and themselves. Because if you take the one away, the other one's left alone. So you're looking for a table of 3, basically, where I can peel one off. So you go over and say, would you like to dance? And so I've met a couple ladies that way, never followed up on it, gotten a couple phone numbers, but just a lot of work for very little result. It's a lot easier to go to a techie meetup probably and find a disco dancer than just to pull a date out of those things. So, I don't know. That's why I thought. Yeah. All right, we should wrap this up, dude. We'll talk for hours and hours.
How long was this?
An hour and 33 minutes right now.
Okay.
But we're going to cut a lot of this out and we're probably going to cut out that question. How long did this go on? Oh. God, who would be entertained by this shit? Okay, that's our show for the day. I want to thank my friend, friendly disco dancer, and dating advisor, Mr. Chris Lazar, for making this a special one. If you like the show, please subscribe. You can find more episodes at tedtalks2.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at babyboomerstandup. Feel free to drop comments or criticisms. We may not pick them up, but you can drop them. And last but not least, feel free to send me an email at tedtalks2much@yahoo.com. That's with the number 2. I almost never read my emails, but who knows? Some days I am really bored. So anyhow, thanks for listening. I hope you had fun, and we'll see you next time. I'm Ted Moss, and those were my thoughts.